Hey everybody, it is June 28th. The time is 8:06. You might be able to hear a fan in the background. Sorry about that. It's so hot in my office. I don't care if the recording is slightly bad for you. I need to not be sweating throughout this entire thing. This is the Hive Engine Developers Meeting, and this is our weekly call. I'm behind on getting some of these live. Sorry about that. We do have some good news. So, Cryptomancer, do you want to go tell us where you're at, what you're working on, and kind of progress to date?
All right, sure. So this is the first time we've had this meeting in a couple weeks, and we've had some good milestones over the last couple weeks. So for anyone who doesn't already know, our Binance Smart Chain Gateway is live, and we're currently supporting trading for BNB, Hub, and BUSD. So that's exciting. And last week we also launched Wax Gateway. So we now have deposits and withdrawals enabled for Wax. And I'm already seeing a good start to trading on that. We're seeing the order book start to fill in nicely. And Wax was up near the top of our volume list today. So it's good to see that people are enthusiastic about that. And I was actually able to get that up quicker than anticipated because I was able to leverage some of the work I did earlier in fixing Telos. It turns out that the Wax account history API is exactly the same as what Telos uses. So I was able to reuse that code, which worked out really well. The next step for Wax is going to be getting NFT integrations going so that we can transform Hive Engine NFTs into Wax NFTs. I have not been able to start that yet. I was hoping to start that last week, but the project got delayed because after the Wax Gateway launched, well, then everything kind of fell to pieces for the rest of the week. We had three separate big issues. Um, First, the very day of the gateway deployment, actually, we had a large-scale PrivX networking issue, which impacted some of the servers that we run, which are all with PrivX. And that affected the Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum gateways. Luckily, some guy was able to fix the problem pretty quickly, and in the meantime, I was able to tweak the gateway config to compensate for the issue. And then immediately after that got resolved, then we had witness validation problems, which brought down all of our withdrawal systems for the better part of a day. And that was ultimately caused by a single transaction, which had some bad data inputs to a smart contract, which we were not expecting and the system was not able to handle. So Ian Worked managed to come up with a patch for the node software, which got around the problem. And then we had to spend the next 24 hours or so just kind of coordinating with the witnesses and getting everybody to upgrade and get nodes back online again. So we finally got all that sorted out. And then immediately after that, we got hit with Hive issues relating to the upcoming hard fork. Basically, there was a malfunction with the Beam library, which is one of the low-level fundamental system libraries that we rely on for the CTC to function correctly. So that had an impact on various deposit systems this time. And ultimately, that was resolved by upgrading to the latest version of Beam. So all the issues are taken care of now, but that pretty much took up all the rest of my time last week and the beginning part of this week. So we just got to get through the hard fork now in a couple days, and then hopefully there won't be any more issues, and I can get back to focusing on Wax NFTs.
Have you been able to look at the Wax NFT stuff at all? I know you haven't been able to code any, but have you been able to like take a peek at some of this?
No, not at all. The various issues have just been fully consuming me for the last several days.
Okay. Well, I'm very interested in how long you think it'll take to get that whole gateway up and running. So when you get part of the way through and you start feeling like, okay, I think I have some scope of the time and budget and project for this, just please let me know.
Okay, yep, I will. The first step is going to be doing some research on exactly what kind of format wax NFTs take, what kind of data they have, and we need to figure out how to map those onto the Hive engine format that we use, and then we can take it from there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Lion, do you want to go and tell us about DSwap and what you're up to?
Yeah. Hi, guys. So, well, last 2 weeks were for me more like keeping up with Cryptomancer. I paused my DSwap work to integrate Binance Smart Chain into Hive Engine, and lately also included Wax, which was pretty easy also on Hive Engine end. So both are now active and working on Hive Engine Classic website. So we now have all the Ethereum, BSC, and Wax options available there. And I also tackled a couple of nice to haves, some pop-ups with proper warnings when depositing and withdrawing Ethereum and BNB. So that's fully functional now. This week I will focus on DSwap again. I will pick up the work where I left. There was one issue I found while QA testing these new endpoints, which we exposed for using the DSwap services by other services. By just calling these methods. There was some issues in there. I figured out what the problem was and resolved it. So I will need to continue with that work, and obviously also with the documentation. I have almost ready for DSwap endpoints backend to make the necessary calls.
That's great.
That's it from my end.
We're going to need that because hopefully Riaz is going to tell us that the Tribes 2.0 site is going to be ready soon. It's probably a little bit faster than what he initially anticipated for a working alpha because he has the freaking blogging part of this thing done and he started working on the NFT part, which means that, you know, in his time, and I'm betting it's like a week and it's been a couple days. So if we start having that NFT and everybody can issue their own NFT live, that we really need DSwap or DPay up and running like immediately, because the whole utility of this thing is going to go like infinitely higher if all these websites can create their own NFTs and they can use whatever cryptocurrency they want to pay for them. And if we don't have that, and you have to get into like PAL and you have to do that sort of manually, that's going to be less awesome for all involved. So sounds good that we're making good progress on getting the back end up and running. Hopefully that's not too far away, and then like the unless there's some kind of security problem, the next highest priority is just really getting DPay functioning so that you can call it from any site and it can purchase NFTs on your behalf.
Yeah, I need to touch base with Riaz on that one. There are a couple of things I still need to implement. So it will be cool if we get there soon enough. All
right, well, I'm going with that being like, I don't know. I really just feel like we're getting so freaking close to having all the pieces that we need, and they're finally all going to be here. So like Don Chait has got to go work on the contract to go get the DAO working. Hopefully DPay is up. Hopefully the front end service is working and NFTs are live. And now like we're going to be the first group out there that can be like, hey, make your own website. When you make your own website, you can get your own token. With your own token, you get your own blog. You can incentivize it with your own liquidity pools. You can have your own functional DEX where it can be everything is trading versus your stuff. And And yeah, go ahead and sell NFTs while you're at it to go take all those tokens out of circulation. I mean that's freaking powerful. We're going to be like Wix but for blockchain websites. Like that, it's pretty freaking awesome. So I don't know, guys. I think that I know like this project is still costing me more money than it brings in, but I honestly don't think we're all that far away. And with a couple little tweaks like incentivizing ownership of B, and then the incentivizing staking B and incentivizing staking B into liquidity pools, like now now we're putting B against all the different Litecoins, Bitcoins, Ethereums, Wax, and we're doing that not just for like the main trading pairs, but for B as well. That can really make the price of B go like through the roof, which could really make it awesome for people to buy, own, and stake it. And then this project, all these different pieces, like we're so close to getting this damn thing like into mega explode mode. So hopefully everybody just keeps pounding away at the stuff we gotta do. All right, thank you, Lion. All right, now Riaz, you're up. Please tell me that we're getting close on 2.0.
Hi everyone. Yeah, we are getting pretty close, and I also able to make immense progress on the NFT side as well because we are going to use the backend that I coded a few weeks earlier. So if you guys have missed it, I am also pasting the condenser URL. This is the test condenser URL. I have also shared the URL with my close circle, and they have been testing it, and the initial feedback have been awesome. So there are a few bugs. I will fix it after the NFT implementation. But other than that, core functionality of a condenser is actually working pretty well. I'm going to share a few screenshots of the NFT marketplace, which is also integrated into the condenser. It is actually opt-in features. If somebody doesn't want to have the marketplace, they can switch it off. So this will be the home page. The featured NFTs will be probably be issued by the project owner, so they will always be shown in the top. And it will actually function more of like NFT showroom and Lency, but built into the condenser itself. And so the issuers and the buyers can have a social aspect to it. So this is how the NFT marketplace will look. It will be also shareable. So they can share this URL anywhere they like, and people can come in and buy their NFTs. So this is as far as I have gone this week. So I'm actually thinking I will have a alpha ready by the mid of next week.
That's awesome.
And
How much
yeah, then I have sorry.
how much work is it for us to host these websites? Is it what kind of
It's actually right now actually I'm serving this from my own GitHub because I do not have high admin privileges to the Hive engine. So this cost the demo cost only $5.
per month?
Yeah, per month.
I mean that's pretty amazing. Can that
Yeah, and also pretty fast. Some people have compared it to the existing condensers, and they told me that this version is faster than the condenser. But obviously, it can use some modifications and some improvements.
yeah, I mean if that all sounds awesome. Okay, so um, so you think we can start onboarding people for Tribes 2.0 as soon as next week for like a couple people that are feeling bold or brand new to this?
Yeah, by the end of next week.
I mean, that's awesome. Um, okay, and man, yeah. So there's a bunch that we're going to want to do with this. We're going to want to make sure that it's easy to go create these kinds of tokens and easy to go spin up these websites. And the less involved we have to be, the better. So, what I think we need is something like a couple default options where it preloads. Do you want, like, there's not too many different variants of tokens that are out there, but even if you could just like preload the settings of other tokens that are already out there, that would be like a big boon. Because then that would,
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do.
right, because that would be a great start so that at least on the like, I forget what we're calling it, like the mining contract or whatever, but the Scotbot equivalent, if that was like easy to set up through the website where it's just like, I want it to be like PAL, and then you click PAL and you're like, but I want this one changed, and you change that one number, and now your token distributes just like PAL does. I think that would be really powerful, and we just got to make it like as easy as we can for people to go create these. So
Yeah, I guess PAL uses the old Scotbot mining.
right, so
So
we got
my condenser is not compatible with the new SMT contract that Ion has worked on. So I have to make another version that is compatible with the new SMT contract. And this version will work on the old Scotbot.
yeah. I think we should steer everybody away from the old Scotbot, and it should all be the SMT contract.
Yeah, right now creating new Scotbot config is disabled. So on tribal decks, they can only update the old Scotbot config, but to create a new config, we have to use the SMT.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm totally stoked by this thing. I mean, this is going to be everybody can make their own website. So here, I'm
Yeah, today somebody also expressed interest in this type of websites. Actually, the user you had gave me my username actually contacted me and expressed that he wants something like this.
perfect. Yeah, everybody's going to want something like this because you make your own token and you make your own NFTs and you have your own website and your own URL. This is like off the shelf Web 3.0. This what we're doing is amazing, and the only question is, are we going to be able to sort of branch it out to as many different groups as possible and explain to people what the shit this thing is? Because it's so awesome and it does so much that it's actually going to be it's going to be tricky to walk through all of the abilities this thing has. So, but once we're done with the alpha, and like you can issue NFTs, I really think that the next step is just make it easy for people to sign up, and that sign up process has to be like, I create my token. And so like if you look at the tournament creation screen for Splinterlands, that thing is awesome. Step one, name this tournament, put in a couple features. Step two, go to this. So we need a page that's like that, but for tribe creation, where it's like step one, go to create your token, and then you get kind of an iframe of the token creation screen in there. Then the next step is once that's built, you then go into the wallet, and there's some instructions around how you make it stakeable, and then you have instructions around how to make it delegatable. And then you go to the next, part of the little map that's guiding you, or the wizard, and it tells you, okay, now go create your SMT contract, and you put that in, and then lastly it says go create your Tribe 2.0 website, and then you do that. So I think. Yeah, I want to call these tribe outposts. I don't know if that's a good enough term, but what do you guys think of outpost?
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, so instead of nitrous, the website is called Outpost, or maybe it's your tribe outpost,
Yeah, sounds good to me as well.
or depot.
I want to ask another question. Are we going to make this open source?
Um,
Because some people also asked about that.
what's the benefit of making it open source, and what's the benefit of keeping it closed source?
The benefit that people can actually modify it however they like. Like right now, there is only two styles. One is for the light mode, one is dark mode, and a certain rectangular layout. So if somebody doesn't want that, they can actually modify it by themselves if we make it open source.
Um, yeah, I think we can make it open source and then say it still requires a fee. No, like whatever. We'll just, if you want to use it, there's a license fee, and maybe people will abuse it, but hopefully we'll get the benefit of, like most of the, I don't know. I don't think that we should charge the same amount for this. I think NFTs make it such a stronger use case that we should charge more B. Um, so I'm thinking like 2,500 to 5,000 B to go get a Tribe 2.0 site.
Yeah, we can actually make it a tier payment plan. Like basic condenser costs something, and if someone want to enable NFT, then they pay this much.
Yeah, I like.
Because NFT is configurable on the condenser. Also, there is a backend, so they cannot just use any NFTs into it. They have to use our backend to enable the NFT.
All right. Um, yeah, I mean, I like this. So yeah, let's do regular nitrous at 1,000 B, and let's do um, outpost at 5,000. And if people have been here for a while, I'm happy to go do a 50% discount down to 2,500 if they'd like to upgrade to outpost.
That sounds good.
Um, it'd be good. Maybe it's through the SMT contract, but I want to make sure that we get some staking requirements in here somewhere for B. I'm not exactly sure what the best spot is for that, but that's on my brain and radar too. Oh, but I was
Yeah,
also
I'm not sure either.
all right. So here's
Sorry.
so I got engaged, and when I got engaged, I bought a ring, and the ring was relatively inexpensive, but the thing is a 4-carat diamond. It's like a lab-made diamond. The thing is like the diamond itself is like the size of a pea. It's a huge diamond. If you I don't know. It's literally like the biggest diamond I've seen on anybody's hand, and it wasn't that expensive. But this to me is like a great business opportunity, but it also does something really miraculous. It gives me the option to go offer things for sale that are expensive, that could be very desirable, that don't cost me an absurd amount of money. So, for example, a 1-carat um, diamond earring set is actually pretty expensive. Like when I was looking at rings or things like that, a 1-carat diamond could be something like $2,400, just the diamond, like a loose diamond. But I found a supplier that could get us things less expensively. And so if there's a big delta there, and we can go make a nice branded like crypto jewelry website using NFTs, but also tying it to like a physically shipped thing, then I can start accepting all of these tribe tokens as payment and backing everything essentially with diamonds. Retail price diamonds versus wholesale purchase diamonds, and thus having a pretty big delta in between for what we're what gives the thing value why would you want any of these tokens? You could literally buy diamonds with them. Does that sound appealing? Do you think that that would back all of our stuff pretty well with diamonds?
That is doable. I am not sure about the economic aspect.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I know very little about that. So,
well, it to me, all these tokens remind me of like you go to. This is like the limited version of what I'm thinking. You go to an arcade and you play skee ball or you play these other games and they give you tickets, and then you go to the redemption counter and you get to redeem the tickets for little things. In this case, I don't know what little things I do, but um, but the bigger things I would do are these diamonds, because then there's like at least $1,000 delta between the cost of what it would take for me to buy it versus me to sell it, and that would just literally back all of these tribe tokens with diamonds. And so you run around and you blog and you get your tokens, and then you redeem them at the counter for diamonds. That's my rough plan. And I've been thinking what we really need here is freaking Tribe 2.0 to help demonstrate what this thing looks like. So, so I'll go be like in a lot of cases. I'm happy to go be the first customer for our own outpost to go set up my own website to go issue tokens and diamonds as NFTs, and those diamonds would physically ship. That all sounds
yep, I think that is doable with the current NFT infrastructure we have.
perfect. Perfect. And
You
that,
just mention it in the description.
yeah, and then we have to. I don't know. Initially, they can just message me in Discord to be like, "I want my diamond shipped here," but at some point, I need to go get some sort of automated process for what that looks like. So we have to figure out drop shipping or integrating drop shipping or who knows what. But if we can, like, the full package of all of this together is something like you can blog and then you buy NFTs, and then the NFTs also have physical products with them, and we make it easy for the shipping of physical goods with this stuff. And that's where all the magic can happen. And then we're replacing like eBay and Amazon and Wix and WordPress and all these other sites with Web 3.0 commerce that's like off the shelf.
Yep, I think I can expand it to ask for addresses, or maybe offer some shipping options, predetermined shipping options that will also be added into the NFT prices. But
Sweet.
it will be a semi-complex task.
Yeah, it's a giant pain in the ass. But at least with the United States offers, like the United States Postal Service offers flat rate boxes. And so at least like, I'm trying to think through Kickstarter. When I did shipping on Kickstarter, it was, there were options, right? The option is domestic and then international, but international to different areas. So it would be like, are you shipping this to Mexico or Canada? And that would be one price. Are you shipping it to Europe? That would be another price. Are you shipping it basically anywhere else? And that would be a third price. So we would need like domestic and a couple, and maybe even like different types of domestic, like domestic ground, domestic priority. So it just needs I don't know, it needs some type of shipping that's in this. And then we need a way to like get addresses that users input into a back end where like the NFT, if it's logged in as a physical product that's sold, requires a shipping address and a user to choose a certain price or a certain option for shipping, and then the address is provided to the seller.
Yeah, hopefully there will be some APIs for the shipping data. Then it will be much easier to implement this.
Yeah, well, we got to be careful with some of the shipping data and APIs and public stuff, because this is something that should probably be delivered privately.
Oh no, it will be pulled from the backend, so that won't be a problem.
Okay. All right. Well, you have some of the vision now, and we're going to have a test case with these diamonds and see how that goes. And hopefully, people will realize that Hive Engine is now doing Web 3.0. And like, if we issue a small, we're going to issue a small amount of token, um, and that token can now be spent to go buy these diamonds. So you're like you're earning little fractions of a diamond every time that you blog, and I don't know. Hopefully, people can just see through this demonstration project how you could build an entire business around this thing. Yeah, it's a diamond peg token. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know, and we just set what the retail price of the diamond is. Right. No, this is exactly right. You go, you blog, you buy a ring, and you go on. So, yeah, everything can be pegged. Yes, you guys are getting it, nailing it. Yes, 100% yes to all of this stuff. But I can't, I'm not going to personally reinvent Amazon. I'm just going to issue one token, one more token. Jesus. Okay, nice work, Riaz. Bait, what are you working on? What's happening in your life? And when do we get an alpha of Barhalt?
Good morning, everyone. I think the alpha version of Barhart should be ready by, say, before next weekend, because I actually was able to take the API live for testing purposes with the front end, though I still have points to create based on the last meeting, especially for the, I think you actually used the word more like if I want to, like share a document publicly.
Hey, that
So
thing,
about the profile,
that thing doesn't load for
yeah,
me, just so you know. That's a dead link.
it's an API.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So okay, so just to handle the rest of the endpoints based on the last description you gave to me. So once that is done, it's just to wire it up with the front end, and I think by next weekend it should be we should have something to actually use for the initial phase. We should have an alpha.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then again for NFT tunes, I actually I think the position we are at with NFT tunes is actually to I think Ghost actually wants me to help with the front end, in as much as I told him I was built with some other things, but he has been working on the back end, and last week I actually got time to review his code, and it's kind of okay. He still has a couple of things to do, but right now he's been able to finish up with authentication and user queries, and the side chain is yet to come, and he has been able to wire it up with the CDN for both audio, video, and the images that we're going to be needing for the NFTs. So I told him for the next 2-3 days, I'm going to be, updating the initial front end and pointing the domain name nfttunes.io to the new React project. So I'll be doing that over the next couple of days as well.
Sweet. That all sounds great. I'm telling you, like, if we make it easy for people to write documents into court, it will be a life-changing game changer. And if we build this as like some kind of Web 2.0 freaky deaky or Web 3.0 marketplace where talented, like common law people write, you know, various documents and templates, and then other people get to use them if they've like purchased access. Um, we'll provide some defaults, and the rest of it is going to be up to the community. Um, Geez, what a powerful thing! Just it's like putting an open source lawyer in the palm of your hand, but for whatever price, like the open source market will bear, rather than each individual attorney per hour is going to charge you. So I think this thing could really disrupt the legal industry. And given that I'm not a huge fan of the legal industry, I would like to see them squirming in pain. Yeah, Upwork for legal documents. All right, babe. Well, I like it. You guys are doing great work. I'm really excited that you guys are catching on to what the vision is and seeing how Web 3.0 commerce can be laid out. If we can get all of these pieces from DSwap to um, the DAO, to NFTs, to the blog, to the SMT contract, uh, I want to get everybody's own decks and their own diesel pools up and running too. Riaz doesn't need to be like the very first part of this, but if everybody could have just their own trading pairs, just all PAL versus Hive, PAL versus BTC, PAL versus LTC, um, and create PAL pools and all of that, and have it be their own decks and their own diesel pool page, like that would be freaking awesome. Um,
It's pretty easy. Already made some part of it for the other websites.
Yeah. Well, let's just wrap it all together and basically put as much of Hive Engine 3.0, Web 3.0 in their hands as possible, and be like, you have no excuse. You now have one of the most powerful websites in the world, off the shelf, for like, I don't know, $3 or $4 grand. And if people balk at that, that's on them, because that thing is freaking inexpensive for just how awesome it is. All right,
Sure thing.
let's call it a day, guys. Nice work. I'm excited for the progress everybody's making. Cryptomancer, if you could reach out to Don Chait and just make sure he's on task, that'd be great. And I don't know. Thanks everybody for your work, and we'll be back in a week.